The lower bracket threw up an incredible matchup between Coalesce and Glitchtech, but now we switch our attention to the other side. An upper bracket match between the British Aussie gang and Control. Twig made upper bracket! Twig made upper bracket! Back here at Epic Land 47, brought to you by our partners over at XP Pro Eyewear and Overclockers UK. Also, a very special shout out to our tournament sponsor over at Logitech. Quick reminder, the MVP of the tournament will be winning themselves a brand new Pro X2 Super Strike mouse. Hell of a prize. I've seen a lot of praise for that thing.
Can I have it? I really want it.
Are you going to be the MVP this tournament? All right. Okay,
Listen,
right.
you're going to see me. You know what, guys? I'm going to be MVP. I'm joking. Listen, I'm stuck. I'm hard stuck level 1.
Don't leave me alone. I have performance anxiety.
It's okay. I won't leave you. Don't worry.
But yeah, anyway, I am One Wing, and I am joined by the amazing Jaffa Cast, and this is going to be a very exciting matchup.
It really is. Dweg caused the biggest upset. You know what? I love one thing that I can't forget. Just to struggle to get up onto shorts. 6 attempts to climb up.
People will forget that Dweg has made upper bracket with a very strong team, and they are in a very good position purely because of that clip.
After 10 epics, Epic 45, the man has made it possible.
Yeah, he has done that, but obviously we are going to hurry up. We are running a little bit behind schedule, so obviously Control versus BAG in the upper bracket here. Winner will play either the winner of Last Resort or Asylum Peakers. We will be kicking things off on the pick of BAG, that being Dust 2. Following this will be Control's pick, and if I believe it was actually a curveball, it's going to be Anubis, and then the final map will be, I believe, Mirage. I don't know if the veto is accurate on the screen, but that's what I've been told in the production chat.
We may be wrong, but it's all good. CT's already getting early mid control, and 2 are going to be on shore. But Dexy and Murky has their work cut out. The shots don't land, though. They're going to try to go for the fast long control. But hold on, Dexy's getting the perfect time. Does get a double kill now. He getting himself a triple kill, and the backstab is there, and Minimal couldn't do anything right there. But Riz is able to stop it. A bit on hand, but a 1v3.
Yeah, but Dexy's job's already done. A 4K on the pistol round. It's putting all the pressure on Riser's shoulders. Tucked in towards Gandalf. BAG, look at them circling. We've got Nuke Dog lurking his way through CT spawn. The bomb on the back of Nem on the ramp, but Murky, I'd say his position, but it's already been deleted. So Riser got himself a double, but would need to match the tally of Dexy if he wants this one to go his way. Bomb going down now. Nuke Dog is watching for the aggression, but Riser keeping his head hidden and taking Nuke Dog's clean off his shoulders. Riser! 4K clutch and Control. Well, I thought this could be a competitive game. These two did meet in the group stage, and it was a 13-11 victory, and, well, for Control, but honestly, that round was fully in the hands of BAG, but Riser, individual brilliance to get control of the pistol round.
Indeed, Reno, somehow Dexy's 4K unfortunately went into the loss, but he should have enough money to really get something started for his team, starting on the T side. Control RZA kept the team alive and 1v4, but look at this. Dexy getting the 3 kills and the easy 4 kills, but RZA somehow makes it possible in a 1v2.
Yeah, clean shots from Dexy, but even cleaner from Riser. He's already brought out the big green this early on into the game. BAG probably not going to be expecting this. Bringing out a shot, they now know of its presence, but BAG, they have forced themselves back into this one. Dexy on the AK-47 and Murky with a Galil, but lesser weapons to be surrounding it, so relatively even buy, but interesting to see if BAG can break this defense. Flash towards short, knocks Godku off of the angle. An A site for them is very lightly defended. Heavy stack towards B from Control, but BAG groups up in towards middle and short. Godku looking like he wants to play aggressive. He's definitely thinking about getting close to the doors.
Yeah, he is.
Classic Godku style.
Nice. 2 players already on short. Riz will be holding him, but Godku does get the first kill onto Murky. But the trade is not just right. It's not just there. They're still in mid, still deciding where they want to go. 2 on B and 3 on A. BAG need to make a move sooner or later and really make choices of where they want to go. But it seems to be they are kind of orientated towards mid because they're aware that Godku is in mid. But yes, it is.
Yeah, utility being tossed out by Dweg. They are looking for this mid to B, but they will be walking into the two-player stack B site. Very impossibility, almost impossibility to take, but actually they've called the cancel. This is a bit of a fake. Riser's attention is juggled between Short and CT, with the pressure from Short now making itself known. Riser is able to get the first, but Dexy is there with the trade. Godku, very much out of position, locked in towards Elevator, has to be the one to try and deny this plant if he chooses to. Jiggle peeks at the angle, but Dexy is there to get the frag. And BAG, this force buy seems to be working wonders, but Obvious brings it back into this 2 versus 2. Obvious with another one, and another one, tripling up on the pole. And Control, it was a lot closer than it had any real right to be, but eventually the post plant does go their way once again.
BAG are playing it perfectly. They always break into the sites, but the one thing they're struggling is really preventing Control and breaking in. Unfortunately, that's when Control get into retake mode, it really is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, once Control begins to lock in, like BAG, they just can't seem to hold the sites. They've been so reliant on Dexy in these first 2 rounds, currently sitting with 6 kills to his name. I believe only 1 other kill among the rest of his team. If he's able to maintain this form, it might keep BAG competitive, keep the economy of Control in check. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
It really is going to be interesting. There's going to be on 2 on the B side, 3 on the A side. Standard setup just here. But on the side of BAG, they are considering to go for a B execute. If they are, it's the perfect time to really capitalize off this.
Yeah, but once again, the 2-player stack on the B site without the necessary utility, this is going to be very important. What? Minimal! Jumping AK 1-tap onto Dweg. Obvious chiming in as well. Minimal triples up for himself, and now it is just going to be on them. Mac 10 in hand. Tosses out a defensive smoke just to try and escape, potentially recover the bomb, but he's being spammed down through it. Not a lot he can do. The SMG going hunting. The scout headshot's going to be required, but Godku will fly in for that one to mop up the force buy.
I really feel bad for BAG. Anytime they try to go for something, and of course, Minimal getting the kills, getting that flying AK, that is disgusting. BAG, their economy is a little bit in shambles, but look at this. Look at this.
You should not be able to do that. Okay, that's just CS2 things. Minimal. I think that's going to put a massive smile on his face, and Dweg is going to be kicking himself. He's not having the best of luck so far. Riser does spot 1 player out on the jump, going for the smoke break to try and capitalize with another shot, but no opportunity presenting itself as BAG begin their walk down mid.
Godku on short with a flash ready, but don't think CT's are aware that they're arguing. They're already in mid, and Riser does get the first kill onto Nuke Dog. They're gonna go straight through mid, and Rizza is not enough to keep the AK alive. Godku's gonna try to go for support. Now it's Ob to clean up, and of course, easily, Ob is right there in the perfect moment to really clean up and get the dirty work done.
Controller just taking it in turns to multi-kill at this point. Get that 4K from Riser on the pistol, 3K from Ov, second round, 4K from Minimal, and then Obvious once again. I'd like to say Control are setting themselves up really well, but the individual brilliance has also been truly shining for this Control roster. Obviously, the number 4 seed coming into this tournament, significantly higher than BAG, who were seeded at 9th, even though they did take down one of the heavy hitters in the previous round. Control are the obvious favourites, but Dexy will take Obvious out of the round very early in this one. And Godku buying an AUG. Holding the long angles, this might be good, but also getting up close to the potential for the 1-tap with the AUG. Ooh, but he's not even going to get the chance to do that. Dexy picking him off. And now, for the first time, it feels like Control really are on the back foot in a round. But, actually, I say that, I've gotten the pistol already. So we know they can claw their way back into it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rizza and Minimal really do team up together and make this clutch possible. So I'm not even going to be surprised at that point. 2v5, still doable. BAG need to, if they go towards the B side, I think it's the perfect time.
Yeah, but they don't have that information. They don't have the luxury of the X-ray or the minimap. They just have to go with the information they have, and their instinct says long. They dispatch the player towards there, so it is all going to be on Minimal. Usually the B defender, they may not expect him over here. But BAG, this is smart. They've frozen. They don't want to over-aggress. They want to search for more information. Plenty of time still on the clock, and Nuke Dog is walking out of B tunnels. As soon as he gets the information of it being clear, there is a clear rotate for the BAG boys, and look, immediately exiting long, leaving Murky to act as a little bit of a distraction towards short. And well, they don't even need to get the bomb down because Murky is going to win out that fight to get BAG there first.
BAG Control is more of an established team. BAG is more like fun. It really is a funny team because Control is more on line on the side for them because BRS is on the line. They really want to kind of try and BAG throwing a game like this. We have a game on our hand, and this game is going to be very spicy.
Yeah, for Control, a deep run here as EPIC combined with their progression in UKIC Masters would get them one step closer to becoming a VRS ranked team. Still a long way to go, but it would be a good opportunity for them. But also, you say BAG is more of a funny team. I think that we're focusing a bit too much on Dweg. The 29 average age core here of Nem, Nukedog, and Dexy have been one of the top teams in the UK for such a long time. We said Dweg had surrounded himself with the best players he possibly could, and that is very much true because these guys are no slouches whatsoever, despite them, you know, getting towards my age, which that's a scary thought.
Okay, a strong factor. God, you just win the first battle against Merc. So he's gonna smoke off mid. Gonna try to restrict T's, but he's not aware that there is no one more there. Minimal control B defender with support of.
Obvious. At the back of the site, he's going to be trying the one to take first contact. BAG are still grouped up in the tunnels, leaving one player over towards the long door to act as a distraction, that being Dweg. And he has been able to escape, so Control is still unsure about the intentions of the British Aussie gang. But still with time to work with, 40 seconds on the clock for the T side. They will have to begin to make a decision of how they choose to finish this round. It does look like another potential mid to B play. Going to be the one tasked with watching it, does spot them out on the jiggle and is able to escape. No util needs to be disposed of because Riser is there with the support. Wake plucked out of the round once again, but Dexy chiming him, that kill onto Obvious and Minimal. The trigger discipline, he does lose his nerve eventually, but does convert the kill onto Dexy. Defensive smoke as well. 15 seconds on the clock. BAG are going to have to go through this if they want any chance of winning the round, but with Nukedog going down, that is it, and Control with an instant response.
In another way, in many Counter-Strike games I've casted, 5-1, it will be boring, but BAG all put up a fight. They're fighting for everything. My time experience in Counter-Strike for nearly a year now, my year anniversary coming up. This
Congratulations.
Team, very much. This game is actually interesting because BAG is not playing it quietly. They're not playing it safe. They keep going for the same aggressive moves. And I love that. I really do love it. Where's the wrong timing, wrong peeking. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Dexy, he seems to be having the better of the AWP head-to-head, but unfortunately it's not worked out for BAG in terms of rounds converted, but it does give them a good chance, although Minimal getting that frag over. The aggression in towards the B tunnels will kick off Murky, and now BAG, now they know they don't really have another option. They have to scale over towards A or completely freeze and reset, but Control, they are ready for this air aggression. Ali Bond picking off the leg once again through the smoke, or ahead of the smoke, I should say. And now BAG, panic has set in. You can see it in the way they're playing. They are playing extremely defensive, which is not how you particularly want to be playing a T side.
They're really serving the really long. They know no one's going for the wraparound, or they can actually go back. Oh, God. Ali bound. He's already tucked himself behind. Oh, no.
If Dweg had just moved a couple of inches further, he would have spotted out the shoulder of Alibon, but because of that little hesitation, that allows Ali to take down Nukedog. Man advantage maintained by Control, and now it's going to have to be Nem, but Godku will dispatch of him. So Control looking very good thus far. As you've said, BAG have tried to make this game as competitive as possible, and some of these rounds have been close, but all of the rounds, bar one, have gone the way of Control.
Control are playing the perfect Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they are looking very strong. They're very, very strong indeed. BAG going to be forced down to pistols in this one. I think I saw a scout being picked up by Nem. And just try and get an early advantage. Best possible chance, but the smoke will obscure his vision. BAG once again putting a little bit of pressure in towards lower tunnels. Godku's going to be the one short task with defending it from short, not spotting anyone on the jump. They're crouching underneath him. He does eventually just dispatch the HE. That's a little bit of damage onto Murky, but BAG have actually taken a lot of map control away, working with very little. But the biggest challenge lies ahead if they choose to progress straight into the crosshair of Riser.
I don't think so yet. I think they're aware now. of just what's going on or where the cities are going to play. They don't really have a good economy, but it is a decent buy. But they're actually going towards short.
Yeah, they have no utility, so they're going to have to win this gunfight straight onto Godku. He does have the support of Alibon, but he is over towards the pit, quite a distance away. Oh, failed jump spot, but they actually dropped a player in towards CT. Tech9 in hand, Nem spots out Godku, and he retreats to a more defensive angle, giving over the bomb site to BAG, but Obvious working his way through CT will dispatch of Dweg. Dexy as well is going to follow him. With a two-man advantage and the significant weaponry advantage, you feel Control are in a very strong position to go for this retake, especially considering it is now just Nuke Dog. But Obvious, once again, another multi-kill out of him, sitting 11-3 right now.
He's having the game of his life.
I wouldn't say that. I've seen Obvious play very well in the past, so I'm not surprised by him doing this sort of, putting up these sort of numbers. But yeah, Control, I hate using the pun. They are looking in control. Come on, it's not that funny. I said I hate using it.
Sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
You want to hear my pun?
Not really.
You really want to hear my pun, don't you?
Why are you tempting me? Come on, we'll do it. We'll do it a bit later on because this round's going to be important here, especially considering Dexy has got that opening pick onto Obvious inside of the mid doors. That's one of the B defenders dealt with very quickly. But BAG looking for that early long aggression. They've got one player out on towards red, and Ali Bomb was not expecting that to be Nuke Dog.
Ooh, Nuke Dog already pushing ahead of the smoke. If he can capture this time, he can really get more long control if they want to.
Yeah, and the little slowdown from BAG has allowed Godku to escape, crucially though, so Control still with 3 players on the board. We're going to see Minimal going for a little bit of information, but Dweg is going to win that one out. Riser and Godku, they are in a bit of a pincer here. They know Long has been compromised. They know there's a player lurking in towards the lower tunnels. They need to clear out Dweg before they even consider going for this, or really, realistically, even consider going for a save. They're going to need to fight for every dollar in their accounts, and well, Godku will win out eventually.
How's it got? Ooh.
If Riser had hit that, then maybe they consider going for it, but with the missed shot, that's got to be a save.
Yeah, it is a big save. Dweg done his job in mid. I think the T's played it perfectly. Got the long control, which is what is required. Nuke Dog, getting the control, playing ahead of the smoke utility. You know what, yeah? Before coming to this match, yeah, I had low expectations after seeing that video. But BAG are playing the game on their hands. They're playing the game. They're actually playing really good counter. You're playing against the likes of Control, who kind of been around the UK CS. I wouldn't call them the strongest team, but they are contenders.
I definitely wouldn't have called them one of the strongest teams towards the end of last season. And then when I saw the potential roster change, obviously following their departure from the last resort, the losing of 360, I thought that could be a bit of a death nail for this roster. But Minimal coming in, it's some big shoes to fill, but he has done that and helped take this team up to the next level. True contenders here at Epic Land and in UKIC Masters. And yeah, they are really proving a lot of people wrong with this roster change, and I am very glad to see it. Godku's been grinding away in the UK scene for such a long time. It's good to see him finally getting his flowers with a team that he realistically can win trophies with.
Another thing as well, right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of true contenders that we assumed that like 8-cent should be in the upper bracket. Control, they should be in the upper bracket. Unfortunately, most of the teams are in the lower bracket, which we call the true contenders for the Epic Land title.
Yeah, if you look at the top 6, it's only Control and TLR in the upper bracket. Obviously, Glitchtech going home. Nigel Mirage sent to the lower bracket by BAG. 8sins and Coalesce still alive, but down there with that last chance saloon. So this is a great opportunity for the likes of Control. Put themselves in a very strong position for the remainder of the tournament, especially if they can take the scalp of BAG away. The man advantage early in this round. Getting themselves up to 8 rounds on a CT side would be put them in a very strong position. That's too. It's pretty 50-50 in terms of the round split. A strong advantage for Control. Puts them in a very good position, especially considering how we've seen how potent their T sides can be on a variety of maps.
And the double door and they check the angle. No, they're cannot end. He's not able to get the second kill. Now the two T's are on long. One player is going to play mid, and Off does take him out now. Rizza got the job on him. No worries about that. He'll probably get the first kill, which is going to be the most important kill. And yes, he does not. The whiff is wrong possible timing, but he's still going to play aggressive with his AVP now. The sight on Godku on his back. Rizza's able to return the favor. He's going to try to spam through and control a little bit of a messy round, but he's able to clutch it.
Yeah, Ryza is not going to want to watch those missed shots back because that allowed Dexy to get that kill onto his teammate. But I think the bank balance of control is in a relatively strong position right now, so it's not going to matter quite as much as you'd think. And obviously, they do have a 6-round lead, so they are in a very strong position. BAG, their backs are against the wall.
Are we potentially see a 10-2 half or 8-4 half? What are you going for?
If Control win this, it's almost guaranteed to be a 10-2 half. Murky, the only one with any sort of balance in the back, his back pocket, 2100 to his name. But the rest of them only in the triple digits. But Dwight getting that opening onto Alibon, that's a crucial kill in this one. That forces Control onto the back foot early. And look at the positioning of Godku. He has completely vacated the A site to try and get utility. But BAG not capitalizing. They are freezing once again.
A lot of room. They move quick now. They could go to the A side because they're worried about their mid low potential. It might go for a mid to B, which is not the case. BAG need to capitalize it sooner or later because now they're moving back towards the side. And Murky really put himself in a very difficult situation now.
Called the cancel on the mid clear, and that could be brutal. Minimal may not be expecting Murky in this location. Yeah, back turn. Murky, easiest kill of his career. Ryza, a bit late to the realization, does eventually pick off Murky before the smoke blooms, but now in a man disadvantage that could have been an equal footing or even a man advantage had they played it slightly differently. Obvious does equalize here with the kill onto Nem. Godku actually picking off Dweg as well. It's going to be all on Dexy and Newt Dog. The veterans. Oh, Dexy blinded by the flashbang allows Obvious the chance to strike. He is down to low HP, but Ryza pushing through that smoke picks off Newt Dog unawares. Control up to 9. No plant for BAG, so their economy is not in a strong position. I believe we could see Control move on to double digits in the first half.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Control is the stronger team. BAG, they're still giving a fight, and that's what I really want to give prop where props is due. They're giving it a fight every round because my time casting Counter, when it reaches these 9-2, 9-3, you kind of see performance drop. Everyone's not really online. But the thing is about BAG is something interesting about this squad. They're playing for it. They're not playing scared. They're not playing scared. Look at Murky. He's already under control. It's unable to get the kill though. Oh, perfect timing though.
Yeah, not expecting Obvious in that position. A very aggressive play out of Murky, but coming up with nothing. And with Dexy going down as well, that is the true heavy hitter of this BAG, dispatched of before he can really even fire off a shot. So Nuke Dog, Dweg, and Nem up against 5. Minute 15 on the clock. They do have control of the bomb. They have plenty of options, but very little utility, actually no utility to work with. So their hand may be forced sooner rather than later. I'm not expecting Godkill on the car here. Nem's going for the clear onto the site. Oh, yeah, and Godku lying in wait, just like Alibon did a couple of rounds ago, but just like Alibon, he's only able to get one before going down. Ali does get traded out by Nuke Dog as well, but that kill from Ryza, and actually the second one from Ryza, will put an end to BAG's half with just 2 measly rounds to their name. Control dominant thus far, despite BAG making some of these rounds close. Despite BAG making some of these rounds close, at the end of the day, the scoreline says it all.
BAG swapping sides now. Control.
Yeah, I mean, Control. I don't want to. I'm not using the pun again, but yeah, this has been a very strong performance out of them. I don't want to say it's expected because BAG are a very strong team, but Control are one of the top 4 seeds for a reason. And now moving on to their T side. A side that they have thrived on a variety of maps. Can they do it on a nice sunny day in Dust?
You know what? I love Dust. I really do. It's better than Train.
I can disagree. I'm a big Train fanboy though, so I was disappointed to see that come out of the pool.
Either way, talking about Dust too. We got 2 players on A, 2 players on B. They're pretty much an equal setup. Them, the flashes are coming through, and them needs to handle the challenge right now. Minimal, break the mid, but the other decisions are going towards A short.
Yeah, Control, they fake the mid-aggression. That drew a couple of players out of position. You see Murky now fixated on the double doors, maybe watching short as well on a timing. Control. They do have a decent amount of utility to work with. Execute now beginning to come in. I believe that is going to be the avant-garde wall smokes. Flashes over the top as well. Murky is able to avoid them, but it's a dip into CT there for Godku. Shots ringing out. Murky knows that the mid CT has been compromised, tucking away, just trying to take a single fight and then get out of there. Does preserve his life, still getting a, well, I was going to say a 4v5 retake, but Dweck dispatching a minimal. Big kill in that round, and Nuke Dog as well, picking off Obvious. So Control, they've got the bomb down, but a man disadvantage. Riser on the P250 though, entrusted with the $300 pistol, and he has made it work. But Ali Bond cannot close out the round. Murky and them cleaning up, and BAG a much-needed pistol round going their way.
What just happened? I'm not even sure how we got the double kill, but either way, oh, play to BAG. Patrol, they seem they may have lost control over this.
It's just one round. Come on, let's not get over ahead of ourselves. There is still a long gap that needs to be closed here if BAG want to take this map. Can't really afford to put many feet wrong. Control with the bomb plant. They are able to purchase back into this one. Godku on the scout, but Galil scattered throughout the rest of the team. And you feel if Control do win this, that'll probably put BAG in an even worse position than had they just lost the pistol.
Now they need very, very good, strong CT. I would like to don't overextend your play. Try to play it safe because you don't know what Control is going to pull out with. Now Dexy should be the first contact. Crucial as they are coming from under, and the Molly should be able to disengage the fight just for a little bit longer, stalling out Control.
Yeah, but Nuke Dog also tagged with the scout down to 30 HP. BAG have been softened up a little bit.
And Dexy does eventually soften himself. This is Control a little bit in the loss. They're already in mid. But one more player is going to go towards short, trying to get any information. And CT's playing it safe, not going to overextend it. They're going to allow Control to come to them pretty much. And it does seem to be, they are considering to go mid to B, and Nem is there with the support of Dexy behind the boxes.
Yeah, Nem's going to take contact, and then we're going to see the swing out coming in from Dexy, and there we go. Oh, Pack's turn, but Dexy just can't make the MP9 work. Obvious with that Deagle dispatches of him and them going down. This is all pressure on Nuke Dog, but Riser will clean him up. And now 4 versus 2 retake for BAG. I don't think that's going to be possible. They're already heading for the hills, and Control, immediate response, and BAG, what momentum they would have been hoping to build has been stunted after a single round.
Is he really going to go for the hunt? Yes,
I mean, it's just a scout. You might as well. It's not something you're really going to try and use into the next round. So a fat casualty that you could probably deem worth it. If Riser goes down with that AK, however, that may be a bit more questionable.
Looking at stats right on the side of Control, look of 18 and 7. This man is on he's on a generational run right now in the first map of Dust 2 and BAG. I wouldn't really put them down just yet. I would like to see them have a decent comeback. I don't really, let's be honest, I don't really expect them to win, but I would like to see them have some sort of comeback, have something to work with. But they do have an M4. They're going to invest in some SMGs. Saving them to M4 is probably going to be the hero. I call this the hero round. They don't have much to work with, so it really is going to be on these two players with the rifles to really stand out.
Yeah, those two saved M4s are going to be the decisive factor in this round for BAG if they want to get it over the line. SMGs and the Deagles not really going to cut it up against a full purchase on the side of Control. They had to force back in. Too few rounds to work with. They need an instant response, because if this round goes the way of Control, I could see us moving on to map 2 incredibly quickly.
They're already in mid.
Godku spotted out, but is able to tuck his head down just in time, avoid any damage whatsoever.
These are playing quite badly, and they're not going to over-aggressive just yet. And also, one more thing, 3 players after mid. Oh, Lord.
Boosting up over the smoke. Dexy has an angle, but his head is spotted out by Godku, ready for that. Them can recover the M4, but down a body. This is not how BAG would have wanted to get this round going.
The teams are playing so perfect right now. They're getting control of the map everywhere. They're pretty much everywhere. One's on B, 3 is on 4. I mean, apologies, 4's already on shore. No one's on mid. It seems to be an A execution. While the last player on B is going to be the late Dirk. Yes, it is. God could already drop it down to the CT. He's going to try to play. Guess what? Hold on. Let me see if he play a little bit quicker. Probably get the perfect timing on God Q.
Oh, it would have had a timing, but it's just too big of a risk to take, pushing through that smoke, and now Minimal's on the flank towards the players in mid. BAG really need to decide what they think is going to happen here. 2 players spotted out towards long by Minimal. So they now know CT has been compromised. Nem does dispatch of Minimal, but with Dweg going down, can BAG really justify going for this? It feels awful. You're going to concede map point, but Nem, you are going to need this rifle unless Control snuff you out.
He's really put himself in a
He needs to get out of there. The vultures are circling, but he needs to escape. He will go down to the bomb in this position, so he needs to fight for his life. 42 HP, but he's being flanked from behind. Godku mopping up his opposite number. An ace for Godku, fragging IGL, Master, and Control. 12-3 up now, and BAG with nothing to work with in the final round.
It really is a conversation that needs to be had now on what is BAG going to do. I say it's all fun and games for BAG. It's nothing. They're just having fun. I don't think it's really a heartbreaker on the side of BAG or on the CT side. They played it well. They've been playing well. Good CT and good T side. Surprisingly, many teams you see playing like higher caliber teams. And honestly, and it's just a little bit of a shocker that BAG is currently they came in seeded at number 9.
Yeah, they've already exceeded expectations, but you feel they would have wanted to take that extra step, push themselves as high up the rankings as they could get. But instead, they're just being brushed aside here on Dust 2. Godku has already found himself in CT. He has the support of Obvious as well. Dweg, the sole B defender with it all to do. Deagle in hand. Nuke Dog will pick off the low HP Godku, but Dweg is dispatched off, so it has to be Nem. Mopped up. Murky does get 1, so it is a 2 versus 2. It's still doable for BAG here. They have to wait for the utility to dissipate. Murky's taking an aggressive fight, and you think it's one that maybe he shouldn't have, but Nuke Dog is thankfully there with the trade. Alibond up against Nuke Dog.
It won't be one that is going to determine if BAG is going to stay alive for a little bit more. Nuke Dog with a molly and a grenade, but Alibond with his smoke and the flash, just 1v1 is going to be very important. Nuke Dog doesn't play it slow. He doesn't have a kit on hand. It's really going to be important that he needs to play a little bit quicker. And Nuke Dog keeps his team alive for a little bit more and has enough time to defuse the bomb. I'm not sure how Nuke Dog pulled that off, but I think history is replaying itself, showing what this team is capable of. BAG keep himself alive for another round.
Yeah, and that smoke spam towards the start of the retake was crucial. If he does not get that kill, that round is unwinnable. The fact that Alibond is left alone and the nerves you could see getting to him, the way he was moving around, it felt like Nuke Dog was toying with him a little bit. He knew exactly what Alibond was going to do. And, BAG, they do stay alive here on Dust 2.
Control has a lot of room to really get this game done and dusted. I think Control is a little bit beating himself up on how they lost this round. That B side, especially on Dust 2 on B, it really is difficult. And somehow Nuke Dog is able to pull it off. Now Control's economy is not even it's still a decent buy, nothing crazy, just a good amount of utility to play with.
Yeah, Dexy going down very early in towards CT, picked off by Godku, and now the B site is under heavy pressure. The wrap already coming in. Godku picks off Murky. It's going to all be on Dweg, but Godku dispatches of him as well. Nem and Nuke Dog here, and this situation, you do feel this is unwinnable. Yes, Obvious goes down, but look at the advanced positioning of Control. Nuke Dog will dispatch of Godku, and I think Control's over-aggression may be costing them here. They have just invited BAG back into this, a 2 versus 2. They have to get past Riser, holding the cross with the AWP. Missed shot rings out. His position now noted, and now they know there's only going to be one defender on the site. That being Alibon, tucked in towards Car, but Riser, they go snuck up behind them, picks up them in the window. And now Nuke Dog has to fight a battle on 2 fronts. He needs to dispatch of Riser quickly, but he will be dispatched off himself. Control stealing away the map pick of BAG, 13-4. Dominant showing from them. And you have to say, the OAWP of Riser absolutely dictated that game for the most part.
Indeed, I'll give where credit is due. Nuke Dog, I don't know how we pulled that off, but that was a clutch for Central. I can tell they were a little bit quite happy about it now. Look at this minimal, the run and gun. Pretty much, that's what Counter-Strike is pretty much nowadays. Run and gun. You can't hold angles, but honestly, I'll give congrats for congrats to you. BAG tried their best, tried to keep themselves alive. Control, of course, they were the better team. What they came seeded at number 4, and the TLR Control, the only top seeded team right now, who are in the upper bracket. So honestly, if BAG does cause an upset, I think there's a lot of questions. It's going to be us against the side of this Control roster. Oh Lord, what a good game we had, you know.
Yeah, well, still more to come.
It was fun. It was fun.
I mean, Control will definitely think it was good, but BAG know what they're going to be up against now. The map pick of Control is going to be up next. I believe that is actually Anubis, which is a map that BAG have looked relatively strong on thus far. They did, I believe they took down Nigel Mirage on this map, who are the number 6 seeded team, and that's a big scalp to be taking. So, honestly, BAG, they can still make this competitive.
They still, if they really do pull a comeback on Anubis, I'm gonna call it now. BAG was gonna win this, because if you can win Anubis and you can take down Mirage, because Mirage is the final decider, and I'm gonna be transparent. BAG and Control, I haven't really done much research on what maps they're going to be playing and what is their bread and butter, because they're still kind of relatively a new team in a way. BAG is a little bit of a fun team, I call it, and you don't know what to really expect. If BAG does have to come back in Anubis, what, am I going to be surprised? No.
The big problem for BAG is the fact that before map 1, I would have said, yeah, okay, BAG can definitely work with this veto, but the fact that they've lost Dust 2 and Mirage is a map 3, which is arguably the specialist map of Control, they need a really strong start on Dust 2, on Anubis, apologies, and they need it to be dominant. They need to completely demoralize Control here if they have any hope of progressing in this upper bracket.
And especially how the Anubis is built as a map right now. We were having this conversation, you were saying it's more of a T-sided. I'm going to go CT-sided. If I'm not sure who's going to start who, so I'm not going to say it. If they start really well on the CT or the T side, they potentially could have a chance to really cause the upset against Control. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw into a little break, and the next map is going to be Anubis.
What winning means to me? It means everything. The new technology in Super Strike, we can shoot faster, we click faster. This is what makes the mouse best.
Hello, overclockers!
In esports, every millisecond matters. One click is the difference between winning or watching. And with wins, trophies, and titles on the line, we didn't just evolve the click, we reinvented it. Today, input becomes instinct, enabling every click to hit faster, tighter, yours. Designed in collaboration with the world's best pros. From prototype to perfection. This isn't just your next mouse. It's the future of competition. Designed with pros, engineered to win.
it's too late. I know now. I'm giving in. I can't back down. And you're so hot. Your web I'm caught. Just one more night. Tell me to stop. Although I know we must come to an end. I tell myself I'm okay, but I know that I shouldn't pretend. I'ma do it anyway. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. I'ma let my hair down now. Wanna get down to my favorite sound. I'ma let you in real close. I know I shouldn't do this right. I'ma do it anyway. I kinda wanna lock this down. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. The way I feel, you in my bones. You wrap me up when we're alone. How could I call this bad love when all I want is more? So put me up against the wall like you ain't afraid to love me hard. Although I know we must come to an end. I tell myself I'm okay, but I know that I shouldn't pretend. I'ma let my hair down now. I'ma let my hair down now. Turn the beat up, turn the beat up. I'ma let my hair down now. No, I shouldn't pretend. I'ma do it anyway. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. I'ma let my hair down now. Wanna get down to my favorite sound. I'ma let you in real close. I know I shouldn't do this right. I'ma do it anyway. I kinda wanna lock this down. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. I shouldn't pretend. I'ma do it anyway. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. I'ma let my hair down now. Wanna get down to my favorite sound. I'ma let you in real close. I know I shouldn't do this right. I'ma do it anyway. Kinda wanna lock this down. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. Turn the beat up, want you bad I'ma let my hair down now. I'ma let my hair down now. Turn the beat up, turn the beat up. I'ma let my hair down now. No, I shouldn't pretend. I'ma do it anyway. Turn the beat up, want you bad love. I'ma let my hair down now. Wanna get down to my favorite sound. I'ma let you in real close. I know I shouldn't do this right. I'ma do it anyway.
What winning means to me? It means everything. The new technology in Super Strike, we can shoot faster, we click faster. This is what makes the mouse best.
Hello, overclockers!
In esports, every millisecond matters. One click is the difference between winning or watching. And with wins, trophies, and titles on the line, we didn't just evolve the click, we reinvented it. Today, input becomes instinct, enabling every click to hit faster, tighter, yours. Designed in collaboration with the world's best pros. From prototype to perfection. This isn't just your next mouse. It's the future of competition. Designed with pros. Engineered to win.
And welcome back to EPIC47, sponsored by Overclockers and XP Pro Eyewear. What a dominating half we had coming from Control with it. We're taking the first map away, which was Dust 2 on a 13-4 lead against BAG. And I would also like to give a big thanks to our CS2 sponsor, which is Logitech. The MVP of this event does win himself a Pro X2 Super Strike. I'm joined by Mr. Wing. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit deflated after that map one. I was expecting to be a bit more competitive from BAG, but honestly, Control domination. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was expected, but it was a little bit likely. But as mentioned in the intro before map one, Anubis coming up next, being picked by Control. This is a question mark. I'm not too sure how their Anubis is going to pan out, and BAG have already proven that they can take down big boys on this map with that victory over Nigel Mirage. So it's going to be really interesting, and obviously BAG, not their pick, they're going to have the choice of sides, and they will be starting on the T side. This is a great chance to build back up some momentum after that heartbreak off Dust 2. So I'm very excited to see how this one's going to pan out, but you do feel if Control do get off to a hot start on the CT side, it might not be a very long game.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into the second map of this best of 3, which is Anubis. BAG started on the T side, and Control started on the CT side. But Control already got the first kill on the serve, and Murky's able, ready there to trade.
Yeah, so kill going either way very early on. He's playing very... Okay, Murky. I'm not even going to get my sentences out, because if he's going to keep hitting shots like that, he has had a fantastic event thus far. You need to see a little bit more of that if BAG want to make this truly competitive. Obvious currently alone on the B site. But BAG still quite hesitant. They're trying to manipulate the CTs because Nem has been given all of this room to work with. Mid vacated by Godku, and that has allowed an open avenue for Nem to get onto this A site. And Control, they are just not closing this gap.
No, I think they gambled wrong. Now Nem has got information. But hold on, there is one player on mains in water. And that is going to be a little bit of a challenge because the T's are not aware of it. But hold on, they are going through mid. And Ali is not really in a great position, and all the CTs are on the other side. Murky still staying the late lurk, and while the bomb is being planted now, the CT is now aware, and now the retake is on.
Yeah, Ali may not expect Nem in this advanced away position. Nem does get a little dink through the wall, but not enough damage to convert a kill. Backing away, does have a flash to play defensively. In control. They are looking like they want to go for this retake. Well, they kind of have to. It is the pistol round. You need to get that early start on the CT side. And Ali Bomb dispatching of Nem does give them a foothold back into the site. Obvious dealing with Dexy as well. And it's been a complete mowdown. It has to be Murky going for the ace clutch. On the defuse is Godku inside of the smoke. No kit. It's a 10-second stick. But Obvious will deal with Murky. And Control will get the pistol round over the line. A very calculated retake. And BAG just completely caught out of position.
Some parts of me would love to see BAG have something started, but that pistol was a great pistol strat. But fortunately, is where they went wrong is when Control started going for the retake. I think Control timed it perfectly on the retake, on the take on individual duels of what is possible within their side. Now BAG, are we seeing the same situations that happened in the previous map, or are we going to see something else? Because we know that BAG can take out big dogs, big teams on the map of Anubis, which seems to be their bread and butter.
Yeah, well, it seems, I wouldn't say it's their bread and butter, but it is a map they definitely know how to play, and as we've said, can take down the big boys. But unfortunately, it seems like they've got those same demons that we saw on Dust 2. They get the pistol round on the bomb plant, but they just can't hold the site, despite having that man advantage.
But they are going for a big gamble. They're going to go for 2 AKs, 1 Deagle, and 2 Tech 9s. So they are gambling this one because the next one could be detrimental towards the economy. So they're going to be in a full eco run. So they really are gambling on this.
Yeah, but with the bomb plant, you can kind of facilitate it. You can't let Control rack up too many CT-sided rounds, so trying to stop their streak at 1. It's a very wise decision, but they are walking into a 3-man stack now on this B bomb site. Godku does get that opening onto Dweg, and Minimal and Obvious helping him clean up the rest. It's all going to be on them. Tech 9 in hand, but he's going to go down with nothing. 5 alive for Control. BAG's gamble does not pay off.
Now BAG have put themselves in a difficult situation with now a 2400 loss bonus now. Yeah, if I was them, just go for straight pistols, and I have something to work with the next round.
Yeah, I don't see any other option really for BAG. You have to eco. You have to cut your losses. No bomb plant, no kills, no money being built up. Control, on the other hand, they're in a very comfortable position as things stand. BAG, they're going to need to hope for some life shots on these Deagles. Riser taking this very aggressive play in towards Bo, but he's just not aware. He's just not aware of the presences, but he does adjust eventually. Nuke Dog and Dweg taken down. Godku's picking off Nem as well. And yeah, this has been a very clean anti-eco for the most part. Looks a little bit scary with Riser not clearing his corners, but Control mop it up in the end. 5 alive once again.
Really is a death. Honestly, it really is a death match right now. BAG are trying to be the team that's trying to play discipline Counter-Strike and trying to catch Control off guard, but Control, they're pushing the boundary, they're pushing ahead. It's when the moment, because like, I've noticed one thing about Control, they don't respect time. They'll push against the smokes. They'll push ahead. They'll get control of maps of which get control of maps where you don't really expect Control to be.
Yeah, this is something that I love about Godku's calling style. He's more than happy to let players take aggressive fights because they always have protocols for being a man down. They know exactly what happens in every calculated situation, and it has benefited them greatly. It's one of the reasons that they are one of the top teams in the UK right now. But no real aggression coming out from them this time around. Actually, I say that. Riser going on a little wander up mid. Has got Nuke Dog, and that's actually the bomb being dropped. That is a disaster for BAG. The one player they did not want to lose has gone down. Emma Murky to bring the numbers back in favor, and with Riser going down, bomb control can be regained. Oh, but Dexy, AWP was scoped in on Obvious, but he will still win out that fight. So, equal numbers. Ali Bond was looking like he wanted to go aggressive. Usually the A anchor, but A site has been completely vacated. And look at the position of Dweg. He is getting so much information, but Control are slowly closing the net. How quickly do BAG choose to activate? Ali Bond does spot out the bomb on T stairs. Looking like he wants to go for the retreat, but Obvious is aware of the possibility of Dweg being inside of the storage area. But, oh, knife out, will lose his life. And Murky picking off Ali Bond as well. It's all going to have to be on the leader. It's going to have to be Godku. Full battle utility to work with, has the kit, but Nem will just pluck it all out of his hands. BAG getting their first round, and they're going to need a few more if they want to make this competitive.
like we mentioned before, like I mentioned before, BAG caused big upsets on the map. Newbies playing against big dogs, big teams, taking down Coalesce or the glitch deck.
For what, BAG?
Yeah, it was.
I don't sure. No, BAG. I don't think they've beaten any of the big boys yet. Obviously, the closest they came was in that group stage. They lost very narrowly to Control, 13-11. But maybe it might have just been a life game because unfortunately, they look like a shadow of that performance right now. And yeah, Riser and Minimal picking them apart piece by piece. This was a full investment for BAG off the back of that round win, but Control are swinging the momentum back in their favor early on in this round.
Gee, a 3v5 situation, they're gonna try to split themselves apart, trying to see where can they play and where can they position and which part of the map they control. The CTs are not gonna give up too much. They're not gonna be too generous. They're gonna play for sight. Dexy is gonna try to push from E-box, trying to potentially try to attract something, but the grenade will eventually soften up Nuke Dog.
Yeah, and Control are playing this very passively. They know they have the man advantage. They know their retakes are more than capable of breaking back in if BAG do get this bomb down. So they're more than happy to give them the space. This would be a big financial boon for BAG if they can get that bomb down, but okay. Dexy swinging wide was not something that I thought was smart, but Nuke Dog is there to cover for him. But still a two-man disadvantage right now for BAG. Dweg and Nuke Dog.
The retakers don't know they really have to go for this retake. The 4v2 Minimal.
Dweg's gone aggressive here inside of the temple. Minimal is down to low HP. If Dweg is able to find that kill, that means Control has to... What? Minimal! Okay, double kill, cleaning up! Pure instinct out of Minimal. And he has done some wondrous things this series. That's just another one to add to the list. That was beautiful.
You can hear it. You can hear it. Minimal. It was a 0.1 second gap between Dweg and Minimal, but somehow Minimal is the person to get the kill against Dweg.
I thought Dweg was going to have a wonderful timing there and completely unravel Control's best laid plans, but Minimal shut me up before it could even come into reality. And that, yeah, I want to see this again. Boom! Just the slightest side of his head. The bloom of the smoke, it can be so betraying in Counter-Strike 2.
0.1 seconds. 0.1 second. And that's what makes CS2 CS2 very interesting. It's always by the seconds, it's always based off the timing. Once the smoke evaporated, it's very good that Minimal was disciplined and checked it.
Yeah, very good discipline out of Minimal, and obviously the timeout being called just to talk through exactly what the plan is for this next round.
I think Control knows that what BAG is capable of, and they really want to get this map done and dusted on the second map of Anubis. BAG still having a fight we've seen previously in Dust 2, but we don't know. It's too early to call anything, especially in round number 6.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. And honestly, usually on the CT side, you just get a lot of aggressive plays from the CTs. But Control haven't really needed to do that. That's the first real aggression we've seen out of them pushing into B main. And it has cost Minimal his life despite going down with 1. But the site has been given over as a result of it for a 3 versus 3 post plant. Heavy nade damage onto Nuke Dog and Dexy going down as well. This round is going to be very reliant on them. Nuke Dog, the USP out of Godku and them out of position. The bomb is planted for him, I believe, but it's a very difficult one to win, especially with his position being given up. Mac 10, they know it's a lesser weapon. They can afford to stick this bomb, and Godku will just win out the fight head to head. So Control, the aggressive play, it looks a bit nervy for them, but they make the most of it and get their 5th round on the board.
Round number 7. BAG still putting up the fight. This is what I really like about BAG. They're still putting up the fights. They're still trying to go entry, play very confident Counter-Strike. Control still having the control of the game. Don't think there's not much for me to worry or not much for me to really comment on. I think Counter-Strike, I think the game itself speaks on why Control, and especially Godku, and why Control actually picked up this roster as well.
Yeah, indeed. There we go. That's the CT aggression we wanted to see. Godku just popping himself through the smoke, getting that kill onto Nem, and Minimal swinging out B main for a triple kill. BAG, it was just an eco round. It's fine for them. They can get that one out of the way. But Control, they feel like they're just styling on BAG at this point.
It's pretty much looking like they're trying to get their frags up. It looks like they're trying to have their clips. You know, like the clip of the day.
Oh, well, they can't let Minimal have them all, so everyone else has to go for something or other, because Minimal been a bit of a highlight machine today. Rest of Control, they're going to want to step up to match him, but first appearance of the AWP in the hands of Dexy here. Riser as well bringing one out.
And Minimal getting the first kill onto Murky, though.
Yeah, and Godfrey picking off Nem as well. I think you may have said it right. I was going to say Anubis is still relatively T-sided, but the recent changes, they have swung it in favour of the CTs. Dweg will get an easy kill onto Godcube, swinging back into Alibon. Needs to win this fight, but Ali is able to escape and drop defensive utility. Dexy will pick off Riser though. The Battle of the Orp was going the way of the BAG man, and Nuke Dog lurking through camera with the bomb on his back. It's now dropped at his feet. Alibon getting that kill to swing the numbers back in favour of Control. Dexy, lovely adjustment, picking down Obvious. Second kill of the game for him. Well, his weapon of choice is beginning to make an impact. Was the star for BAG back on Dust Tube and needs to rise up once again here on Anubis.
1v2 now is going to be required for Minimal to clutch shit. He's going to play from A main. The bomb's been planted. He's now way behind.
Oh yeah, spotted out the smoke. That's going to be useful going forward.
Wait for the smoke. He doesn't have a kit on hand, so he needs to play just... Actually, he does. Apologies.
Yeah, it does have a kit, does have a smoke. If he's able to root out Dweg at the back of the cake, then maybe there's a chance for a ninja defuse. But now Dexy has rotated in towards camera just to try and support the Aussie. Shadow spotted. Dweg fires off a couple of warning shots. Minimal knows of his position now. Knew Dexy was located towards mid, but that was a while ago. Swinging out. Now knows where Dexy is, but the timer is just ticking away too much. Dexy, 4 kills in the round for him on top of Dweg's 1. BAG, a much needed round, but they're going to need a few more.
BAG in round number 9, Control with the leading rounds of 6, and BAG at number 2. Like you mentioned before, they have a lot of hard work and a lot of things to be collaborated. They need to work as a team to really build up the rounds, and we can kind of see why people are a little bit worried about Anubis being picked, because BAG, they're looking strong. Maybe they're not winning the rounds, but they are looking strong.
Yeah, but not as strong as they were on Dust 2, and we saw how the scoreline finished on that one. BAG have had flashes, but it has just been that. Control so consistent throughout.
Razor holding the first angle shot, but he does take the kill onto Dexy, though. The AVP is now in the lot. He's going to go for the second. Yes, he is. This man wants a montage. This montage is going to be given for free, and Obvious is able there and to stop them before even progressing. While these CTs get the early map control that is required, but Nuke, he's already in middle, and the game is gone.
But he doesn't have the bomb on his back. Obviously, if Godku continues his adventure, he may stumble across it, but Nuke Dog is a bit of a miracle right now. 50 seconds on the clock. He does have time to work with, but every avenue he chooses to go down, he will have to take a fight. Flash and a smoke just to try and facilitate him making his way around.
Obvious. It's going to be the main defender on the B side. He needs to be aware that Nuke Dog is coming from around. But Obvious is going to position himself in a way that Nuke Dog needs to check every angle, and hopefully Obvious should be winning despite ease, and yes, he does.
Yeah, crisp and clean adjustment from the pole. So, Control, once again, shutting BAG down before they can get momentum.
Because history repeats itself.
Yeah, Control, their CT sides. I've been praising their T-side calling, but their CT sides have been fantastic in this series. But BAG, on the opposite, I think their T-sides have been quite stagnant, quite same. They haven't really shown much variation in how they choose to go about things. So Control, they know what they're going to be expecting, and they're actually going to take the aggression themselves. Once again, Godku leading the charge. Rider will pick off Nuke Dog in the meantime, but Murky still lurking around in B main. Has to be ratted out. The double up from Obvious and Godku will finish him off. And now BAG once again on the back foot early into the round. Riser, smoke break presents Dexy's head on a silver platter. And BAG, so much to do. The spam does distract Riser. Gets a second tag as well. He just can't miss a shot right now, can Riser. Switching over to the P250. Takes down Dweg, but Nem, 1 versus 3 attempt. A 1 versus 4 attempt. He's got the first, but I just think this is too much for him. Look at Control circling like vultures, and Godku will get him in the back. So Controller up to 8 on, yeah, it's definitely looking like a CT-sided map right now.
Yeah, you can tell me off the podcast if I'm right or wrong, but either way, talking about this, yeah, Control, they're getting early map control. I keep saying the same thing over and over. God keeps calling, look at him, he's top fragging. IGLs don't usually top frag, but today, he's in the zone. He wants to get this game done and dusted. He's hearing that the peaks is coming out later on, so he's going quick and fast, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, he wants a little bit of a break before potentially the tough match to follow. Yeah, either TLR or Pikia awaits them. But BAG, a lesser investment. They have got the bomb down. They have got it into a 3 versus 3. Nem, ooh, he needs to distract Godku for as long as possible, and actually will dispatch of him, though. That pesky Tech 9 doing work. So Ali Bond and Riser, do they consider going for this? A save, they have the economy, but do they want to get an AWP in the hands of Dexy? Because he has proven to be a menace with that weapon.
Hold on, Ali Bond is still getting the first trade there. There's one more playing in main, one more playing in secret, tuck himself in cubby. Not a lot of time. Nuke Dog going for the backstab, and Riz is able to prevent this. Time is of the essence. He has no time. He needs to run and save the AVP. It's the only thing that Riz can do. And Nem and BAG played that T-side so perfectly, wasted the times off Control, prevented them from getting anything done.
Yeah, but crucially for BAG, despite the round win, 4 players going down. Yeah, you got the bomb plant, but you will have to make some concessions. There will be no AWP in the hands of Dexy for this final round of the half.
What are we looking at? 8-4, 9-3? What are you calling?
Oh,
9-3.
you think you're going to say a 9-3? I'm just going to say the opposite to you. I think I'm going to say 8-4 because that's more fun.
Oh.
Well, I want a competitive series here today. BAG have struggled to provide that thus far, but Control, look at them. They're taking so many liberties. Water Control already taken away. Riser out towards boats, and even with that slightly weaker defended B-bomb site, they were cleaning up until Murky showed up on the scene. A double kill from him to take us into a 3 versus 3. Godku swinging out to try and support his teammate inside of Con. Godku continuing his aggression, able to dodge the first flash, but Dexy, double entry for him. It puts it all on Ali Bond in this final round of the half. The bomb is going down in the smoke. Ali Bond, if he has a kit, he could theoretically just choose to stick it. Does have a smoke and a flash to work with.
Ali Bond, he can suck himself in the corner. He can play for Tammy, but he doesn't have smoke though. He can go instant defuse if he wants. He does get the first kill. He's able to get the second kill. No, he's not. And Nem swings out at the perfect timing. BAG leaving a 4-round gap from the side of Control.
Yeah, a decent recovery towards the end there by BAG. They finally look like they're coming to life in this series, but you do feel potentially it is a little bit too late. They definitely need to take this pistol round if they want to have a chance, because Control, an 8-round haul on their CT side, very commendable.
But are we going to see a reverse sweep potentially come from BAG? Because now Control swapped sides. Now they're on the T side. BAG is on the CT side. Are we going to potentially see a potentially reverse sweep, or Control are going to run with it? But now look at this. They're going straight for a rush now. Straight for the A rush. 4
players over towards Ruggs. This is looking like it is going to be fast at A. Murky does have an aggressive position outside of E-box, but unfortunately, with the angle, with the pathing that Control have chosen, he's not going to get any information until the utility dishes out onto the site. Nuke Dog and Dexy here to try and defend. Dexy, he has to try and be baited as long as possible, but he's only going to get one before going down. Nem falling as well. Murky does get one back, but Control will get that bomb down. They know both players are going to be coming from main, so 3 sets of eyes are going to be trained on that location. Obvious, a quick little one-tap dispatching of Murky, and now it has to be Dweg. The man, the myth, the legend, Epic Land's adopted son. Can he find a way back in here? No kit. He has to act quickly. That smoke is going to whittle away the time even further. He needs to just push. He needs to just hope he's able to get the first onto Ali Bomb, but the timer is already expiring. There is going to be no chance for Dweg. Just some ego kills at this point. Tap. But Riser's not going to bite. He's going to go for the BM, jumping through onto the cake and dispatching of Dweg. So Control will get the pistol round, and now it is looking very dire for BAG.
Draw. 1 round away from double digits. BAG was close, but not enough time. Dweg went for the 3 kills, but do you think that is enough to keep his team going? Wink.
I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Yeah, Dweg, it's a nice little kill, it's a nice little highlight, but unfortunately, it doesn't get you anything in the long term.
Dweg, he's been aggressive towards water. He's trying to get space, but little does he know there is 2 players aware of what's going on. Godka's getting the first kill onto Nem. Dweg can get the perfect timing. No, he can't, but yes, he does on Alibound.
Yeah, he's able to escape as well. With Nuke Dog finished off the softened up Godku, but as I say, Dweg's able to escape. Obvious pounces on him, takes him out of the round, and now it's a man advantage for Control. Obvious spotted moving in towards A main, and Murky, he needed to try and stay alive for as long as possible because now the pressure is entirely on Dexy, and Riser will best him once again. 13-6. The AWPA full Control has been having a wonderful series. And hasn't even needed his big green in this half.
I don't even blame them. Why waste money on things that you're not going to use? Right now, they're playing perfectly. They don't need no AWPs. No, not but maybe on the CT side is more. I always say this on the CT side, the green AWP, the big green is more useful than on the T side, in my opinion. Especially on the map of Anubis.
It depends on the person using it. To be brutally honest, I think BAG, they definitely need the big green to come out because Dexy has used it wonderfully in this series, but unfortunately, with the economy and the state it is in, that is just not an option. This is just going to be an eco for the CTs. And they have made it somewhat competitive. They got a couple of kills, but should be Control moving on. Yes, Nem, he has recovered the Deagle. 1 versus 2, this is winnable, but he needs to get this kill onto Obvious quick. The fact that Obvious is keeping him busy this long is nothing but bad news, and the Glock will strike the final blow into Nem's skull. Control up to 11.
Bang.
Bang.
It's gone.
They're not dirty, they're lovely people.
It's okay. Control are 1 round away from match point. BAG seems to be in a little bit of an identity crisis right now, struggling to get their footing on the CT side. Man, now look on the T side. We've already put out the big green, and Dweg, look at him. He's been aggressive on the B, but little does he know there is a whole bunch, entire army ready for him.
Oh, and the CT molly just does not stop them. Control swarming out onto the site. Nem does get a couple to maybe make this round feasible. Riser is trained on his location, however. Dexy rotating in to try and support from long. Oh, missed flashbang. That's not going to do anything.
But he does reveal his location. Nem going to try to bait out Riser to come out with the orb. Alibound's not got the information of what's going on, what's around him. Rizzo's able to deal with it now. Nem on a 1v2 clutch now. It's going to be required to keep his team alive. Rizzo's aware of the situation. The bomb is getting a little bit closer. It's getting a little bit too close for Nem. Nem just get the first because what? He's going to... Don't know what he can do. He's gonna get baited by Hobbs.
The fake flash with the rifle, just true BM out of Obvious. They've been toying with BAG for the majority of this map, and yeah, that just goes to show, unfortunately, the different levels of quality we have here. Control. Honestly, when I saw them seeded 4th, I thought that was low for a team of this caliber, and that is in the hot vein of form that they are. And BAG, 9th seed, unfortunately, they have just been swept by the wayside. They look lost.
Like once a man said, another man's win is another man's dinner. No, another man's loss is another man's dinner. That's the quote. And Nuga got an entire hard work. He does get the triple kills. Maybe to keep his team alive a little bit more, to give his team a little bit of hope. We've seen Nuke Dog do this before. When it comes to these clutch moments, he's been there. He's been doing the hard work for BAG.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Experience, Nuke Dog. Yeah, Riser, that's an update. That doesn't work anymore. You've got no chance of getting on there.
What? I didn't know that. They updated it again. I thought you used to be able to go on top of these boxes called Mercury.
Yeah. When they re-released the map, they removed that feature. It was a little bit of a pixel boost, but Ryza, he doesn't really need the boost. He's taking down Murky, but he still has a lot more work to do. Needs to rout out Dweg at the back of the site, but Dweg is going to best him. The bomb dropped on A site. Ali Bond, in a 1 versus 3 situation.
Was yourself, this would be a clutch for Century, and I don't even, when I pass it, I wouldn't even blame him, but it's angle.
Nuke Dog stands firm.
This
His
is what I
bite
don't
is
mean.
worse than his bark in this round. 4K for him.
Okay, getting back to it, I'm noticing right now, Nuke Dog is coming to life. He's coming to life now.
Nuke Dog consistently has been the rock for this BAG/29 average roster. He has been Mr. Reliable when called upon. Never been the most flashy player, never been the one right at the top of the scoreboard, but he always gets his, and he's always there to bail BAG out when they need him most.
What a game of Counter-Strike we had. BAG. Maybe next epic we'll see those true contenders. You know, I would love to see Dweg win something. I would personally love to. Look, he's a very good caster. Maybe he should stick to caster, but he is still a competent CS player, better than me. Anyone that plays in epic is better than me, and I'll save my full chest. You know what? Yeah, Wink, we should start a team.
I don't associate with level 1s. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, and I'm upset.
Your time will come. Keep grinding, my friend. But BAG, they're in for the long grind right now. They're going to need another 7 in a row to take us to overtime. That one may not be enough. Dexy posted an aggressive angle up against the pistols, but the shoulder jiggle forces Dexy into the retreat. Does have the support of his longtime brother-in-arms, Nem. Oh! Dexy with a collateral. Nem is dispatched off, and Dexy needs to hold the line for as long as possible. Ali Bond has recovered that Galil. Does also have Minimal in close support, but they need to activate quickly because look at BAG circling the site. Minimal will eventually finish off Dexy.
It really is now a 1v3 on Alibaba, of course. Hold the hell on. Wait, what?
Yes, and BAG do get that one over the line in the end.
I just misread that entire round. Oh my god.
It happens. Don't
It
worry.
happens to the best of us. Now control holds. Something's going wrong. Something's going. This round should have been done 2 rounds ago, but somehow Nuke Dog is keeping his entire squad alive with the inch of his pinky.
Yeah, well, don't give some credit to Dexy as well. That stronghold on that A bomb site, keeping control away. The forced investment not working out for the T sides. They are going to be down to pistols right now. Heavily grouped up. They're going to be playing Pack CS. And they're just waiting for some aggression.
I don't think BAG is smart enough to not to push it, because they knows that once control does get a few weapons in the bag, they will start getting to sites. But
Well, BAG have done the aggression. They've got look at the position of Murky already pushing around towards the T stairs. It just wasn't aggression in the position that Control was thinking it was going to be. Trying to boost up into the window now. They have to be aware because they're about to be challenged from 2 different sides. Dweg trying to draw as much attention as possible so Murky can get all the information, spots out 2 players and able to take 2 heads. Nem as well chiming in with 1 onto Goku, but only the one. The overwhelming speed of the Glock's too much for him. But Nuke Dog, that man once again, says A site is closed. And Minimal, 3 HP in a dream. Might as well switch to the 3-round burst just to try and get something going.
if he clutches this, I'll tell you right now, I'm going.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, and it is on the internet, so it's permanent. But don't worry, you don't have to worry about that anymore because Dexy has made sure you can keep your hair for another day.
Still alive, still fighting. BAG still have the dream to keep going. On the side of Control, 5 more attempts to really close his game and get his game done and dusted and get ready for lunch.
Yeah, and the rifle's coming back out, obviously, for Control. You feel they can't really afford to squander too many more of these chances. Yes, the loss bonus is building up for them, and if they get able to get plants, they're able to keep buying. But, oh, Dexy, a very ambitious peak and minimal with the slightest of angle. He only needs a few pixels to take Dexy's head clean off his shoulders.
Murky will take on responsibility with the big green on hand, but the T's are not going to come straightly at him. The T's have spread themselves quite fairly around the map to cause a little bit of a distraction for BAG on the CT side.
Yeah, BAG, they need some information. Nem is going hunting for it, but the utility will force him away. Control. They are the puppet masters right now, manipulating BAG exactly how they want, setting up for this pincer into the A site. Nem is tasked with watching camera. Nuke Dog main. Utility coming out. Nuke Dog drops defensive smoke. Just try and keep Control at bay for that little bit longer. Maybe sow some seeds of doubt in their mind. But they seem very fixated right now. And actually, looking at the positioning of Nem, he has fallen away. Mid-Control, they are able to cross into camera.
But they have a double crosshair to worry about. Nem dodges the flash in the perfect time. Nuke does get the double kill to keep this team alive a little bit more, and Nem is able to go for the cleanup minimal in middle, pushing from camera. If he gets a perfect time on Dweg, yes he does. Dweg looks at the wrong possible time. Minimal trying to go for the transfer spray is now on Ali Bond. Ali Bond and a 1v3 with an AVP with a dream, and which Nuke Dog will destroy eventually. BAG were already 4 and 12, but somehow 4 rounds back to back, and Control seems to be they have lost control of the game.
Nuke Dog is the rock of this BAG team. Absolute defensive masterclass on that A site. Once again, another defensive 4K. But Control, at what point do you start to get worried? You were fully in the pole position for this map, but now BAG have just closed that gap inch by inch, round by round. At what point do you get nervy? Because you're down to pistols for this one. If you don't win this, there's 3 rounds remaining, and realistically, 2 of them are going to be purchases.
God could try to push ahead of the smoke.
Oh, Dweg caught with your pants around your ankles. That's not how you want to go out, but Murky is there to try and bail you out. Only good for 1. Heavy damage onto Ryza, but Nem taken down as well. Dexy needs to try and restore order, but BAG are in a man disadvantage for this retake attempt, and Control are anchoring themselves in. It has to be Dexy, the would-have-been hero on Dust 2. Can he bail BAG out when it matters most? Able to get the first onto Ryza, but tickled so low. There is nothing that he can do, and Control take it in 2. BAG's comeback attempt withers away, and Control, they will be moving on to the upper bracket final. They will have the honor of facing the last resort.
But it is our time to say goodbye to BAG. They really had a strong performance fight on this Anubis map, and it looked a little bit more concerning on the side of Control, where they did not have the money, but somehow the comeback was close. But Control, of course, was the better team, was the closest map. It was very close to the string, but somehow Control does it. BAG, I would like to give congrats where it is due. BAG were a strong contender on Anubis. I think we all know why. Anubis went well for them. The first half did look a little bit weak, but on the second half we saw them come to alive within them 4 rounds, especially to Nuke Dog, who kept his team alive. I'm not sure what gets into him. Once Control hits match point, my man goes for aces. Close aces, 4 kills, 3 kills. He plays aggressive. Look at that ult. It was so close, but somehow he gets a double kill in the elimination when they were trying to get into main. But oh my god, BAG is on fire. But unfortunately, that fire was not enough to handle the big dog, which is Control.
Yeah, the fire's doesn't really matter too much when the other ones have a fire truck. So, yeah, Control, they were dominant on Dust 2, and for the majority of that time on Anubis, they were dominant as well. It really did just take BAG way too long to get into this series, and unfortunately, they're going to be sent down to the lower bracket. Not eliminated yet. They do still have another chance, so there's still the possibility of a Dweg final. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. But yeah, unfortunately, they're going to have to fight for their lives. They're going down to the lower bracket, and it's going to be a really rough ride for them because there are some big names down there, the likes of 8 Sins, Coalesce, Nigel Mirage as well. There are
Nigel
some
Mirage.
very strong teams in that lower bracket. So how much longer do BAG have left in this tournament?
I think right now they have, like you mentioned, the names for big names. These teams are hungry, because unfortunately they shouldn't be in the lower bracket, but unfortunately, and that is what it is. BAT tried to put up a good fight on Dust 2 and Anubis, but it wasn't enough to close it. But do you have any final thoughts would you like to say to add on to this game?
I think we have to give some of the individuals a lot of credit as well. We've mentioned Nuke Dog's strong performances towards the end of Anubis, but across the server on Control, I'm looking at the likes of Minimal being a highlight machine, and Riser being consistency, one of the things that has lacked in his game in the past. But the fact he's able to replicate these performances, we've seen strong performances from him all tournament long. That is a scary prospect for anyone going up against Control, which, as we've mentioned, next up for them is going to be their old organization in the Last Resort, and that's going to be a true test of their mettle.
And also, I'd like to give another congrats to GodQ, his calling, and especially look at Anubis' entries, being aggressive, trying to get control, especially on the CT side, on Anubis. I would like to give congrats also to that, and also to
Yeah,
no highlights today, mate. No highlights.
Yeah, no, honestly, we clown on Dweg a lot. He was a very solid performer for this BAG team.
100%,
He did not look like the weak link that we were expecting him to be. He did put up solid numbers, make solid plays. That's kind of just what you'd expect from him at this level. Well, more above what we would expect from him at this level, and it was a valiant performance. But unfortunately, BAG do come up short. But you know who I really want to highlight?
Let me guess.
Our wonderful sponsors over at XP Pro Eyewear and Overclockers UK. Their continued support of Epic Land is much appreciated. And also Logitech, they're sponsoring our CS2 tournament, obviously the MVP of which will win a Pro X2 Super Strike. And, you know, maybe a couple of the Control guys are throwing their names into the hat for that. You know, maybe Godku, Riser, maybe even Minimal as well in contention. Maybe?
In contention, but it's too early to speak, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna end it off to a nice little break, and you're gonna see another of our casters very, very soon. We'll throw it into a break. See you guys soon.